Hello everybody, my name is Ramonda Henderson and I am going to be doing a video over my PowerPoint for my interpersonal communications class. If you look at the first two slides, the first one will let you know that chip gang is my overarching goal, and the second slide will also be allowing you to see the outline that we're going to be speaking about for the rest of this video. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the introduction. This PowerPoint will be an informational tour guide through my learning experiences through the 8 weeks of this course, and it will also describe how listening for understanding produces authentic conversation in various contexts, and it will also give examples of these concepts which I have learned through this course, which we will be talking about. It will also provide integration of different behavior blends and relational styles as they relate to my own life, and how they will help me to achieve my overall mastery goal, which is to run the world's largest women's ministry of its kind in this specific area of abstinence, God, and young women's ministry. Let's go ahead and understand what my mastery goal is. I pulled two quotes from two different texts, and one of them is from the Stewart text, which pretty much says, "The reason selves change over time is that we develop who we are in relationships with the people around us. Some of the most important parts of each person's identity are established in one's family of origin." So I really thought this was extremely important because a lot of the way that I think, the way that I act comes from my family. They have helped establish who I am as an individual, but they have also ascribed different roles onto me that I have taken upon myself and felt like I've had to do it. So it has caused me, from my past experience and things that happened to me a little, to be aggressive, to be very dominating, to have these overbearing, overpowerful type of personality. And by me being able to use what I've learned in this class, I would be able to reach my overarching goal, but also incorporating all of my past and how I got here as well. So I can use those things to help young women. I can use my past hurts. I can use my pain, my aggression, all of that, all of the scenarios I've been through, all of the relationships I've been through. I can use all of those things, including what I've learned in this class, to help young women in my organization. So let me just give you a little bit more information about my organization. It's called CHIP Gang. It stands for Chosen as Intentionally Pure. And you can find that out in the next slide. And we help young women stay pure and abstinent until marriage by helping them find their identities in Christ first and in a man first. And we just help build up their self-worth. And we let them know that they're valuable. And so by doing that, we can help enlarge the conversation. And so let's go ahead and go to the next slide. How can we use that? How can we enlarge the conversation in my overall goal, which is CHIP Gang? And I can do that, one, by mindful listening, which requires you to see, hear, and feel with your whole being. So whenever I interact with these young women, I can use these and incorporate that into how I speak to them, into how I listen to them, most of all. And also I can do empathetic listening, which requires 3 skills, which is focusing, encouraging, and reflecting. These young women need me to know that I'm focusing in on them, that I care. They need to hear encouragement. They need to allow me to reflect on everything that's been said, or reflecting on their past hurts or past relationships or whatever have happened to them. So how can I influence that? Well, I'm glad you asked. Stewart describes identity as being made up of interlocking features that mark how a person behaves in response to others. You can find this on the next slide. Not understanding someone's personality or who they are in general can cause a lot of confusion and hurt. And that's pretty much what happened to me, because I've been ascribed to all of these roles and all of this. People don't really know who I am. People don't really ask about me. So me being able to incorporate this with my young women that I speak to will help me to enlarge the conversation. Them knowing that I care about them, them knowing that I'm listening with an empathetic ear, will allow them to open up and will allow me to be able to minister not only to their flesh, not only to their minds, but to their souls. So let me just tell you a little bit about myself. We can go ahead and move to the next slide. I'm 24 years old. I'm a female. I was born in Arkansas. I was raised by my aunt and my father. I'm kind of bossy, but I'm caring and I'm loving as well. But I can also have this aggressive, protective side of me. And so sometimes this can have positive and negative influence over me. And let's go ahead and move to the next slide so you can see what they are. Because I grew up in my family, I've been instilled to value family, value what family is, protect your family, never leave anybody behind. You have to be a leader, you have to be on top. And a lot of that has made me who I am. It has made me very stubborn. I've been spoiled. I'm the first of 8 children. So I don't like to take no for an answer, because for a long time all it was yes. Sometimes I'm too direct. Sometimes I tell the truth even when I don't need to. I'm very blunt. So those can be negative things. So those all are coerced into a behavioral blend. Now, let's go ahead and learn what a behavioral blend is. The next slide will tell us that a behavior blend can be defined as a compilation of some of the 4 different types of temperaments expressed by any given individual, and those are D, I, C, and S. And so I happen to be the D and the I. And my behavior blend, we will find on the next slide, is pretty much shows characteristics of being task oriented, directing, kind of dominating, wanting things ran in a particular way, but also being very people oriented. This can be seen when I'm working with my young girls or with college age women, and but these can also have some negative barriers, which will be external distractions for me. Sometimes people's tears or them boo-hooing or seeming like they're sad or something, I get numb to that. So I'm not as insightful as I should be, because it's like, I've heard all this before. I don't know if you're telling the truth or not. Everybody says the same thing, but I'm always trying to save those people or rescue them. So I need a solution for that. What is that solution? And we'll find that out on the next slide, which says, be more patient. Understand that everybody's opinions matter. Everybody hurts matter. Everybody's emotions, they matter, not just mine. They may not be faking it. They may be faking it, but I need to understand that, okay, I need to deal with it, and I need to be able to communicate that I care in the whole process. I also need to understand that I can't play God. Only God can save. I can't come to everybody's rescue. And I need to make time to replenish myself, because sometimes I get burnt out, which leads me to become numb to these emotions. So, what is noise pollution? How does this noise pollution affect me in this genre? Well, there are 2 types of noise pollution, and you can find those on the next slide. And they're internal and external. Some internals are biased listening, emotional listening, fatigue, hearing what you want to hear, and that hearing what you want to hear comes from being in past relationships. External noise pollution can be like cars driving by, or a beautiful scenery and behind the person who's talking to you. It can also be the speaker is talking too fast, just like I'm doing right now. I'm speaking fast because I have to get done with this by 10 minutes, but you may not have been able to catch everything that I've been saying. So how can we solve this? How could we minimize this? And we can find that out on the next slide, which is by thinking positively, being patient, which is something that I struggle with, being able to process information better, find a peaceful and less noisy place. If you know that New York City, you're going to be in Times Square, why would you be in Times Square? You know people going to be bustling around. Focus on things one at a time, because multitasking is one as well. That's one of those noise problems. Focus things one at a time. You don't have to be texting on your phone, sending emails, or talking to your mama on the phone and trying to listen to somebody at the same time, because it's not going to work. You're not going to be able to pay attention to them 100%. And in what I'm doing, these girls need me to pay attention to them 100%. So I have to put my phone to the side sometimes. I can't communicate with everybody like how they want me to. I need to be able to show them, hey, look, I'm focusing in on you. So how can I be able to carry this out? What is my plan? So let's go ahead and move to the next slide, and you'll be able to find that out. First, for you to be able to understand me better, go ahead and look at this video. Click that link, look at that. It'll take you a couple of seconds, so I'll be here. Press pause. Okay, boom, you're back. So that was pretty much a butterfly, and it showed its stages of growth. And what I really liked about the critical thinking book, which is another source that I have found, it describes various phases of our spiritual growth, of our spiritual journey, and illustrate how people act and think within those phases. And this reminds me a lot of a butterfly, how it has to go from caterpillar to finding, to eating all of this food and climbing up a tree and finding just the right place for it to be able to hang and wrap itself around, be able to transform, and then it's this beautiful butterfly. Well, I consider myself a butterfly, and this transformation that this caterpillar goes through, it's the same thing as my transformation for my growth stage. Just as the caterpillar had to nourish itself, so do I. Understanding that I have to work on my communication skills by learning some of the barriers that are hindering me will help me to grow. Not only that, but being more open by learning to trust and self-disclose information, starting with the people that I can trust. Those people that I can trust, I can start disclosing information to them right now, so that it will help me on the journey to be able to do that in the future. In the fireproof motion picture, there are a lot of difficulties because of a lack of disclosing information. And when they did disclose information, it was all negative. And I want to be able to set the example for my young women in my organization in these areas. I don't want to be arguing. I don't want to have a unbalanced mindset of being able to disclose information, being able to use my past and incorporate it into my present and into my future. I want to be able to, just like that caterpillar, find somewhere to be stable so that I can transform. And I have done this. I've found my stable place, which is my church. And there I've been nourished from the inside, just as that caterpillar was on the inside of its cocoon. I've been nourished from the inside in my spirit so that I can transform into this beautiful butterfly. And I'm still in my transformation stage. So I just want to be able to be everything that Christ wants me to be. And if we go ahead and move to the next PowerPoint slide, it pretty much is talking about the things that I've learned in this course. And I've absolutely loved this course. It has grown me so much, allowed me to deal with things that I have not been able to surface or bring up or want to talk about. It has allowed me to think about those, cry about those things, talk to God about those things, and to be able to heal, to be able to forgive, to be able to use everything that I've been through to be able to nurture a young woman who is going through those same things that I have. So the last slide is my references. I used 8 of them. And if you have any questions or comments, please write it down in the link below. I won't mind giving this information to you. And I know I'm supposed to stop at 10 minutes, but yeah, it's pretty much is the best that I could do. So thank you for watching my video. God bless.